coming up on this episode of the Village Idiom.
But it doesn't have to mean that sort of thing, like the X and Malcolm X. Do you know what his son's name is? It's Malcolm X.I.
Dum dum da da, Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every week we choose a popular saying to take an admittedly shallow, hopefully comedic, once in a while interesting, and if we're lucky, educational dive into its meaning, its usage, its origins, but mostly we're going to use it to hang our otherwise direction.
You were so
it
close.
Was flowing, wasn't it?
You were so close.
To hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is X.Marks.
And I am Skinny. It's a cockeyed kind of day.
Say it again.
It's cockeyed. It's not even an idiom. I was just looking at ourselves in the camera, and I feel like that last earthquake may have affected the studio a bit.
It's slanted, isn't it?
Well, I don't know.
Slanted.
Or you're not taller than me anymore. Because you're like about 6'4"?
Yep.
Nice.
I'm 6'4" on radio.
The face for radio.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not cockeyed, but it is great to be here. Another beautiful day.
It is
sunny.
I meant
arguably tropical day here.
It had snow.
Yeah, it snowed again. This is garbage here.
You know,
Calgon, take me away.
Wow.
For any
Calgon, take me
of you
away.
old enough to hear that.
I meant to come right out of the gate with this, so we'll just for the sake of setting up
X.Marks.The.Spot.
little Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones.
Oh wow, I was having a hard time placing it.
Oh yeah, looking up in the little balcony there.
I can't see that far without with the glasses. Oh. Yeah, this is the beauty of glasses. It's just like arguably stuff that should be plain and evident to everybody. It's not.
Yeah, I had to put on glasses. I was at an event tonight where there was some readable signs up on stage, and we were in the back row. And,
so you had to pop out the glasses?
I'm like, all right, fine. It's only distance, and I probably would have been fine, but start to do kind of this like camera 1, camera 2 thing to see which one's better.
And the more I start looking at stuff, the less I'm like, that's fine. I could.
Yeah, you never see me wear glasses on here.
There's
nothing around here I want to see.
I don't care. Yeah, you just get general shapes of bodies and things. You're like, yep, that guy's like 6'4". That's why I thought you were 6'4".
Right. Well, I'll go with that.
Until just 1 second.
Anyway, X.Marks.The.Spot. The reason I played that's today's
5'11".
Not even. That is today's idiom. X.Marks.The.Spot. With all this snow we got, you could not follow a treasure map to an X.
No, it would be rough.
It'd be like X.Marks.The.Spot, except I guess the X isn't on the ground. It's only on the map, so you're fine.
But if you're a pirate...
I literally was picturing an X on the ground.
What would that be like? Okay, we'll do just a little quick scene of pirates in a snowy place.
They got their map, but it's a snowy place. Okay.
Whereabouts did we put that trail there, matey?
Hey, matey. It's right over by the white stuff.
Okay, so we've got a big pile of sand here. Is that sand? I don't have my glasses on.
Then we're bringing in our own visual problems to this.
It's a visually impaired pirate.
Hey, are we making circles or someone else have one boot and one peg?
And so trying to find an axe on during the snow, it's like the pirate's worst nightmare.
Yeah, it would be.
I know we put this here somewhere. I guess you'd still say it's by the palm tree, unless, of course, it's snowing.
Did you ever see
by the polar bear?
It's a mad world.
No,
like late 70s. I want to say Disney movie where they're on this wild goose chase, like Cannonball Run style treasure hunt.
Okay, I like
it. And it ends with it's under the big W, and it just stumps everybody. And they're about to give up.
Woodwards.
And they glance
Winnebago.
over, and there's 4 palm trees that roughly.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It's one of those. I should watch it again. It's probably not even that great, but I have this fond memory of that movie because I just remember my mom laughing like I was a kid, and her just like doubled over. Funniest movie she's ever seen. It's a mad. I'm pretty sure there's 7 mads in the title. It's a mad world.
Well, that is a wild one.
But you gotta love those kind of treasure hunty. Something marks the spot, and X marks the spot as an idiom. is basically how would you even describe it as an idiom? It basically is declaring the exact spot of something.
This is the location.
Right. And there's no X.
No, but it doesn't have to mean that sort of thing, like the X in Malcolm X. Do you know what his son's name is? It's Malcolm XI. And so,
Malcolm 11?
well, having is when I think of X, I don't think of like pirate booty, and when I think of booty, I don't think of pirates.
No,
like just Nicki Minaj or something out there. Like I just don't like. So just the letter X, does it make you? Like, I'll throw like X-ray. Why is it? Is that where the spot is?
X-ray, doesn't that have to do with why is it? Oh man, freaking me out. Why is it called X-ray?
This is what I'm saying. Like X is used in a lot of things.
Isn't X-ray have to do with like the element or whatever that they use in order, like xenium?
Xenium.
Do they use xenium? Xenium?
There is xenon. That's a gas.
Do they use that in X-rays?
I don't think so.
Oh man.
No, because there's like X-rays, gamma rays.
Well, before we leave the topic,
sugar rays, sun rays.
Before we leave the
rays.
topic of booties and pirates,
Carolina rays,
my dad,
baby rays.
Wow, that's. Did you hit Sting already?
No, I missed Sting.
Oh man,
ridiculous.
That was quite the lineup. With just off the tip of the tongue. My dad right now, he's been off work for 13, 14 weeks with a...
Is he retired?
No.
Okay.
He's got, all of a sudden he woke up one day, no warning, woke up with double vision.
Oh no.
And so he's a driver.
That could be fine. You know, you just kind of, depending on your line of work.
Yeah, well, he's a professional driver, and so it's a serious
slow
problem.
things down.
So anyway, he's slowly recovering. It's one of those things. Doctor's like, there's nothing we can do. This is what happened. Blah blah blah. I don't even actually remember, but he's going to be fine. And my parent. This is right out of like Frasier, where his dad has a chair. My parents have those chairs. Awesome. They sit in the same chairs every day. They do their same routine every day. And this is how he gauges whether he's getting better or not. He's like, well, your mom, I used to see two of your mom and her right ear was touching her left ear. Now her faces overlap. So it's getting better.
Oh, no.
So because they always sit the same distance in their same chairs. So instead of two moms, she's slowly overlapping herself. And soon it'll be...
Wow.
But anyway, all that to say, he's been wearing an eye patch for 13 weeks.
Oh my God.
So it's just hilarious that the pirate jokes that have been flying at the poor expense of my father.
Oh, that's rough.
But yeah, we should have had him on here with his eye patch just for the sake of having a themed episode.
Captain
for
Highliner.
X.Marks.The.Spot.
Oh, man.
Anyway, it means it's idiomatically meant to just say this is the exact location of that thing that you were looking for. It is right here. And so we are going to get into the dirty and the nerdy.
Like when they do on like tooth repair, it's like a dental X-ray.
Why do they call it X-ray?
Because it's a toothpick. So, anyway,
X-Men.
Oh, okay. Excalibur. Why? Oh, but like with the X, because Christians all get their yarmulkes in a knot about
Combining religions there.
about like Xmas.
Right. So, that's an interesting subject. Because,
Well, that is an interesting subject.
Because some Christians get their
The Jesus
Bible
following
covers
type.
in a knot. Their WWJD bracelets in a knot.
You're gonna get your Toby Mac CD in a knot.
Say you're Christian without saying you're a Christian.
You're gonna get your Twyla Paris.
Twyla Paris. Wow.
You're gonna get your Michael W. Smith.
Anyway,
in a knot.
they get their whatever in a knot because of Xmas. It's like you've X'd out the word Christ from
Why are
the
you
word
taking the Christ out of Christmas?
But turns out X in
Greek.
Is it Greek? Yeah.
Yeah, it's cheese. Yeah.
is Christ, right?
It's X, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
chi for
I've
beginning of
since
Christ.
seen quite a while ago when there
I
was
think
still
it's chi and ro, like would be full out like Christ, but yeah, it's like
Chiro,
there goes my chiro.
my super Chiro.
Jesus is my super chiro. Jesus is my chiro.
Not churro.
No, Jesus is my chiro.
Jesus is my churro. Jesus is my chiro. So, what were we talking about?
The X.
Yeah.
Actually, so the X in Christmas is actually Christ.
Yeah. So you're. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say because I've actually seen the word Christian abbreviated to XIAN.
Yeah.
Like single white Xian.
So then X.Marks.The.Spot could be a church.
It must be Christ marks the spot.
Right. Which is different than like Saint Andrew, who was martyred, but he didn't want to be martyred in the same way as
You're
the
saying
Lord.
murdered, really funny.
Martyred. I'm from the East Coast there, bud.
Only martyrs in this building.
I'm my coach. He got martyred on my coach. What? Saint Andrew got martyred on your couch? I don't understand what you're saying.
What were you gonna say?
Okay, so it's called. Oh, it's the Saint Andrew's cross.
Oh, the X.
It's an X,
Right?
Because he didn't want to get martyred. Arr, matey. What? It's like what's a pirate that pees on people? That's an R. Kelly.
Wow.
Anyway, so he didn't
touching that.
He didn't want to be martyred in the same way as the Lord. So it was St. Andrew's cross is an X instead of
So in that way, it kind of did X out Christ's cross.
X marks that spot.
Was it Saint Mark? Who did you say got martyred on
Andrew.
An X? Oh, imagine if it was Mark. Saint
X
Mark.
marks. Oh, that would be totally the origin story.
That'd be the origin.
Yeah, I'd have
Speaking
guessed
of the
that
origin
one.
story, we're going to get into it. But do you want to play the recurring game of guess where it comes from?
Yes, let's play.
So this one, X marks the spot. I feel like this is a lame game because you probably have heard it before. Some are more common than
I vote
others.
something to do with pirates.
Right. Well, I'm going to give these to you anyway.
Okay, the word pirated.
Does
isn't
the
there.
idiom X marks the spot come from information regarding entry points to a building?
Okay, like an exit?
Maybe.
That would be.
Information regarding entry points
Well, it's
to
not
a
an entry
building.
point. That's an exit point. So that's not that one.
That's an excellent point. Or a specific location of a treasure. Or third, does X marks the spot, the idiom, come from details of the JFK assassination?
Oh dear. I'm gonna go with pirates. I'm just gonna
Stick with your gut.
yeah, because that's what I know. The legitimate children, chime in with get your anecdote ready. If you are a 1, 2, or 3 illegitimate child, I'm gonna go with 2.
Said some words.
Let's find out.
Where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind.
Excellent. All right. Well, here we go. So the earliest known use of the term. Oh, lost my notes. I Alt F4'd the notes right off my page. Mm-hmm. Thanks for that tip. The oldest. And now I opened the wrong one. Anyway, how have you been this week? It's gone.
I've erased everything.
Alt F4 closes
The files
multiple
are in
page.
the computer.
See, that one's still up.
That's not the one we want up.
Your tips.
Were you trying to use Windows?
Well, the oldest form of this idiom comes from
Oh no! Your computer
literally.
shut down. Your
I
computer
Alt
shut down.
F4'd my notes right off my page,
Right into
And so,
oblivion. They're in the cloud.
Trying to talk and think about where I need to go to find them.
Did you check
should be
the
right
specs
here.
on your roto girder?
Here.
The files are
Here.
in the computer.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Earliest known use of the term X marks the spot occurred in 1813. Does that sound piratey to you?
Maybe.
The Oxford English Dictionary's earliest citation is from a letter by Maria. It's not Maria. Maria Edgeworth.
I would never marry Edgeworth.
And this is the quote from her letter. So she was a novelist, but this was a letter she wrote. I don't know why this letter is famous. I could not find the letter itself.
I want to hear it as Maria, as she's
Maria.
writing it. As she's writing it in the form of Dear Diary.
Dear Diary, the three crosses X mark the 3 crosses X mark the 3 places that we were let in. So it's the entry points of a building is the first time that is in print anywhere. But then it doesn't mean that is the origin.
Okay, good.
But that is the earliest citation in print. The term often appeared, as everybody knows, in romantic pirate stories, which the hidden treasure marked on a map.
X.Marks.The.Spot.
Most famous and often given the credit for this idiom is Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island, which would be 1881. It is, however, safe to assume that this was used probably before both of those dates because of just the tendency to use an X to mark something.
Well, in terms of idiomness, I'm challenged by this one because it's like, so X marks the spot. I don't know. It just seems like it's on the nose. It's like, it is what it is. The spot is marked with an X, and X marks the spot.
Right, but that's the...
It's like, oh, that means...
That's the origin story. That's not the idiom version of it. So that's just... That has been... Oh, as to whether did it really come from that, or did that just happen?
It seems a little on the nose.
Yeah, well, that does happen with our idioms come from literal...
It's important to dot our I's and
origins.
cross our T's. Why should you do that? Because I's have dots on them and T's are crossed.
Yeah, exactly. So
And X marks the spot.
it wasn't used in common language for almost a century until a century later, and at the height of, this you'll find interesting, Chicago gangsterism. I don't know if that's a word, but in the height
X marks the spot, see?
Exactly. The specific phrase X marks the spot came to its own during the Chicago height of gangland activity.
I'm looking for that whiskey, see?
Newspapers had to abstain.
Where did you hide the whiskey, see?
Okay. Just gonna keep going. Newspapers started to abstain from publishing pictures of actual corpses, which is probably a good idea.
I want to introduce you to my friend, see? Tommy Gunn.
If they keep saying C at the end, why didn't they say C marks the spot? Why X? See? Or maybe they're all Spanish Chicagoans.
X marks the spot.
Yes.
C. X marks the spot. C.
So listen, newspapers had to abstain from publishing pictures of corpses because there was so much gangland murder.
Well, in the body of the work, you could have a corpus. Yeah.
Corpses. Did I say corpus?
I don't know.
Oh. So they would put an X. Actual newspapers, the X was used on the bodiless photos to indicate where the body was positioned. So they would take a picture after the body had been removed. The newspapers themselves would put an X and would say X marks the spot. And so much so that the idea of X came to be associated with murders. So it was so tightly wound. But that would be the phrase that was often used, X marks the spot, referring to that's where the corpse would have been.
Because X marks the spot. It's like, where did this happen?
Right.
Identified on the paper. With what? Like
an X, not a C. You're not
Right.
using a C.
It's an
And,
X marks
and I
the
think the
spot.
reason we use
Like
the X is
crosshairs.
not right. It's not because it's of the letter. It's the fact that it's instead of putting a dot, it's an X.
It'd be hard
and
to
where
see.
it crosses
That's the
is
spot.
the actual spot.
T marks the spot.
Here now, I'm going to really blow your mind.
Okay.
Maybe I won't. But most scholars do not believe that pirates and others even used treasure maps. That is just folklore, movies, and storybooks.
I'm interested to know how they would know that.
I researched all day today, and you blow my comment that was supposed to blow your mind. It's like, yeah, how do they know that?
Well, it has to come from somewhere.
It comes from the stuff of literary invention.
So X doesn't mark the spot now.
It was used by criminals and fraudulent schemers,
But how about when people like put your mark here to sign for something?
and people just put an
You
X.
just put an X if you were like
I think only Malcolm
what is
did
it
that.
when what is it when you can't write? You don't.
Illiterate?
Is that read? Or can I guess if you can't read, you can't write.
Illiterate?
A little writ. That's why it's a little writ.
I think you just figured it out.
Wow. Illiterate. Wow. Mind blown. Now my mind is blown. I blew my own mind. I'm freaking out over here. Someone get me a Coca-Cola.
One thing that I thought was funny is one of the sites that was going in depth on, where X.Marks.The.Spot comes from. They covered Maria, they covered the ganglands in Chicago, they covered the newspaper reporting, and they said, note that the X in X.Marks.The.Spot is properly rendered as an uppercase letter. I'm like,
Right,
doesn't matter? Does it really matter?
Like algebra. I did come across this little tidbit. It was a joke. It was an X joke. Okay.
So no longer a joke.
It used to be a joke. No, it's an X joke, a very limited breed. A lot is said about the famous mutant, Professor X. Less is said about his incredibly inquisitive younger brother, Professor Y.
That's great. I like that.
I saw that. I thought you would enjoy it. So, anyway, so it is. There it is. It's about an entrance.
It's about an entrance.
About an entrance.
Yeah.
Well,
So at least its skeptical origin story is the letter from novelist Maria Edgeworth and her 3 points of entrance. Nope. Or it might just be pirate stories.
I'm going to go with pirate stories. Man, well, we are heading into the home stretch here. We should get into some riddlings, baby.
You want to do that?
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. There's no music because remember when I Alt F4'd everything? There's no music.
Oh, you Alt F4'd the whole...
Because I had this page here. I was trying to Alt F4 over there, and it killed my page. You know what I'm saying?
That is unfortunate.
You know what I'm saying?
If you had a moment of... hopefully find it. Well, let's see.
I could. Yeah, stall. Here, I can do this.
Okay, well, we have time. Village Idiom children, we always enjoy hearing from you. We're bearing down on the exciting episode 222. Where are we at now?
What a milestone.
We're at 217 or 219?
This is 218.
218.
Today is 218.
Dancing around it. So, yeah, we're excited about 222. So, yeah, send us some love. Speaking of love.
Yeah. What's your love? You gonna place your ad?
No, I was gonna do something like talk about like our sponsors and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I meant by ad.
Oh, I see. Like an advertisement for our sponsors.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't think of what it was. Which our sponsor today is the vitamin ginkgo biloba.
Sorry. They're never going to hire us again if I laugh every time you say their name.
Well, apparently it's good for increasing your memory. Ginkgo biloba. So head down to your retail outlets and get some today. Ginkgo biloba.
Say it again.
Ginkgo biloba. I think.
Is that actually a thing, or are you just...
I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Are you searching the whole internet for this thing or what?
No, I'm ready.
Okay.
I thought you were just... I was enjoying everything. Riddlelink is a game we like to play. It takes a two-part trivia-based question, requires a two-part overlapping answer, overlapping by word, syllable, sounds, any of the above. For example, last week, episode 217, which was Wake Up Call, we left you with this one. A sandwich artist eye-opener.
Sandwich artist eye opener.
Sub wake up call.
That will be a sub wake up call.
Sub wake up call. It's not Subway. It's not wake up call. The correct answer is sub wake up call.
Sub wake up call.
And that
less than a wake up call. It's a sub wake up call.
exactly. That is how you play Riddle.
Okay, is that a little crisp to you? That seems loud to me.
Does it?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got a couple prepared. There we go. There we go. I've got a couple prepared. You got a couple?
I do.
Okay.
You go first.
Okay. Muslim minister and human rights activist finds treasure on a pirate map.
Well, you set this one up for me.
Muslim minister and human rights activist finds treasure on a pirate map.
I'm going to go with the GOAT, Malcolm X marks the spot.
Malcolm X marks the spot. Malcolm in the middle X.
All right, you ready for mine?
Yeah.
This is the first one. Tyrannosaur's nickname is exactly the location. Tyrannosaur's nickname is exactly the location.
Illegitimate children, you don't know that one. That's T-Rex marks the spot.
That's right.
Okay, I got another one. Oh no, I shut
Don't
down
have another one?
I shut down my entire phone.
All right, I'll go.
No, I got no one. Just kidding. Okay.
That's only me that makes mistakes like that. Didn't we say just last week we should have a sign for this many weeks since technical difficulties?
It's just always zero. Where the pirate's map trail ends on a music streaming service. Where the pirate's map trail ends on a music streaming service.
I came up with a backup.
Oh,
because I had that one.
Oh, okay.
So thankfully, I redid it, so we don't have a duplicate. I didn't redo it, but I got a backup.
You were prepared for my low-hanging fruit?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So I do have it. That would be X.Marks.The.Spotify.
X.Marks.The.Spotify. Very nice.
Excellent. Okay, well, I got one more you can tell. Did you already tell everybody how to get on the road?
You can reach out to us, Illegitimate Children. Reach out to us on Instagram at the.village.idiom or email us thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com, or whether it's the Facebooks, the YouTubes, or the Twitters at 3 Minutes Gone.
All right, here's the last one. The number 1 followed by 10 to the power of 100 zeros is how I know where the treasure is.
Wow.
The number 1 followed by 10 to the power of 100 zeros is how I know where the treasure is.
And that is 3 Minutes Gone.
Do you know that one?
I'm thinking...
don't say it.
No,
Are you about to say it?
I will tell you, but I don't... I think it is the organization, the building...
Enough said.
Of what you were
This is like
yes.
Fool Us on Penn and Teller.
Okay.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, okay. Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how I did the trick.
Yes.
I did not fool Penn and Teller.
Fair enough. Well, it's fun putting today's episode together. Hope you enjoyed yourself too. I'm Skinny.
I'm Jurassic Mark.
And these are the Village Idioms. That's so funny.
That's 3 minutes gone.